out there? Good to see, good to be. It's your boy Dilly Dave, hanging out with DJ Emperor and King Derek on another episode of the Vibe Union podcast. Welcome, DJ Emperor and King Derek to the Vibe Union podcast. How are we going there today?
Yeah, good. Thank you, bro.
This is
Thanks for having us.
What's been happening is, there was some sickness over the past week. There was some time management things over the last week. It's been packed, but what's really happening is Aus Vrs Vibes May.
Okay.
That's what's really happening. Before we really get into it, we do some housekeeping here with the Vibe Union podcast. I like to tick a couple of boxes. So firstly, everyone, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Vibe Union podcast. You can catch it on all of the major platforms. We put this up on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere you need to get it. If you could throw us, follow, share, like, all of these types of engagement metrics, we love that. If you have a comment about anything, it can even be like really negative. You can even have a hateful comment if you want, if you really want to post it. And, we might actually get you back. I think the conversation is good regardless. We just want to talk with people. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians, not owners of this land, but, to acknowledge the Wurundjeri and the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. Acknowledge the traditional, elders, past, present, and emerging. Acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded and history was deleted. So let's keep these thoughts and ideas in the forefront of our mind. How do we feel about that, boys?
That's great. Massive.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, Billy. Thanks for having us. We appreciate the support straight from the top, from before even the show even go out, from sponsoring the UK, we appreciate it. Thanks to the Vibe Union team and massive stuff coming up. We should do good stuff together as well. So thanks for having us, Dilly. Thank you very much.
Super welcome. Myself and Vibe Union, we always have our eyes on the scene, as you guys probably do too, whether it's talent or shows and promoters, organizers, groups, like anybody who's doing something worthwhile in the scene. I like to have my eyes on. I like to support. And if, we can support in any way, shape or form, whether that's feet at the event, like having, a couple of Vibe Union people coming through to the event, to sharing some stuff on social media, having you guys on the podcast, all of it is nothing but a blessing and an honor. So before we get into the Aus Vrs Vibes and what that's all about, King Derek, if we could start with you, if you just want to give us like what would be a real short bio for you, this kind of thing that you maybe would post on a dating app to get a bit of attention, what would you say about yourself?
All right, cool. So I'm King Derek. That's my name. King first name, Derek let's say last name, and full-time marketing as in work, and full-time event event management as well from Aus Vrs Vibes to Splifftail Entertainment. I've got a family with a missus and a kid, and what else? A bit more fun stuff with the music. More love for music and the creative industry as well. So that's me.
Beautiful, I love it. DJ Emperor. Okay, it's Sativa, man. Talk us strains, talk us styles. What you're about?
Cool, bro. Guys, so I'm DJ Emperor Sativa. Yeah, I'm a DJ. Basically that's it. I'm a DJ. That's what I do. And aside that, I got other things doing. I'm into warehousing too. So we can link up after the show. You know what? We can link up after the show, do some warehousing stuff.
Yeah. I like to see that. The warehouse scene is always the best scene, and big ups to you guys for getting Rubix on board for the event this coming weekend. Is this the first time that you guys have hosted this as Rubix, or have you kind of done this there before?
This is the second actually at Rubix Warehouse.
Yeah.
But we've been doing events at different venues. We've used a lot of venues in Melbourne. Pretty good ones. But with Rubix Warehouse, this is the second time we're using Rubix Warehouse in Brunswick.
Cool. Yes.
So you're not both. Are you both? You're not both from Melbourne, right? You guys spread out a little bit. Whereabouts are you both from at the moment?
Oh yeah, not really in Melbourne at the moment, but we've been out there. Let's say Sydney for some time, and Perth for some time as well. So it's been Melbourne, Sydney, and Perth. Yeah, running. But with the event, it hasn't got to that state yet. But yeah, we have that in mind with the event.
Cool. Too. So with the events that you've hosted so far, they've been based in Melbourne, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So tell us about the first Aus Vrs Vibes. Actually, before that.
Yeah.
So yesterday you guys talked with Ollie from Culture Cast, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
How was that? How was that?
Massive.
Massive.
Because we're the first guys doing it this year. He has not had any podcast this year, you know. But Ollie's, it's like a family, you know. So whenever we hit him up, it's like, oh man, you know, I'm gonna do this. And
Oh, I think you dropped there for a second, Derek. I'm sure you'll come back in a second.
Yeah. So we went there yesterday. It was actually great. You know.
All right. Just so I don't like crossover questions. What were some of the big things that you guys talked about aside from the event? What did you guys talk about?
Well, we also had man-to-man conversation. Like how we do it. Like we want to make it. You know, something like a family thing, you know. So we actually talked about everything, you know, like how you started off with, you know, who are we, you know, that kind of stuff. So we basically spoke about everything, you know.
Cool, great. All right, well, I guess there is going to be some overlap in the podcast, but that's cool. I recommend that everyone goes and checks out the Culture Cast. So not Culture Cast, the Culture Sound, right? Culture Sound.
Culture Sound podcast.
Yeah.
That's with the K for the culture. Hey, of course. And a big, not only, you know, producer in the scene, but supporter, kind of guy who links people up. He sees everything that happens in the scene.
Yeah. That's
the real important stuff. All right. So, King Derek, take us through the first Aus Vrs Vibes. What that looked like, how did you get it going, and who you got on?
Okay, so the Aus Vrs Vibe, the whole even Aus Vrs Vibe came into the picture, let's say 2019, just before the COVID, is it? Somewhere like that, you know? We had this online thing going on with DJ Emperor because it was lockdown, there wasn't much happening. So the team had to sit and then create something that could entertain because we were in the event space. And then there was lockdown, so whole can't, you know, we do as well, like to, you know, get people entertained. And he's a DJ, so we just came up with something called Behind the MCs, which was done every Friday, and we have artists based in the whole world. We had artists from Melbourne, Sydney, different countries coming through to, you know, showcase their music. So he plays the music. Yeah, and then they talk about the music, the inspiration behind the music. And so that's where we build that relationship from with the artists. So we had a lot of them coming through. So when the lockdown was over, it was, okay, what's it at now? Because we told them when we were doing the live that we're going to be having shows and we're going to be having them on. So, that's when the Aus Vrs Vibe started, as in the whole planning and everything started. So we built it up from there, and then the main verses, that's something that's very exclusive to what we do with, let's say, other live music showcases, just the verses, because we have two artists on the same stage, and performing their songs, as in one goes first and the other. So it's like, you know, back to back with artists on the same stage.
Builds the energy, right?
So we thought of that, and the inspiration was from the verses from the US, the Sweet Beats and Timbaland one, which is in the US. Yeah, so we got the inspiration from there, and then we try to bring it up to Australia, get artists who are interested to be doing, let's say, verses together, not battle, just to celebrate the music, the culture, and then that's it. So that's where Aus Vrs Vibes started from. And then the first one was at, was it Bar Open in Fitzroy?
Yeah.
Bar Open? Yeah, cool.
Yeah. That was the very first one we did. And we had Kuzai, we had Yafasu doing the verses, the main, and we had supporting artists. We had Johnny Vuitton, we had Trillion Vibe, and I think we had a couple of DJs as well. I can't remember. But yeah, we had a good lineup on that one. And that was the very first one we did at Biopic in Fitzroy. And then it's been good since, and now we're here.
I really like this idea of the verses and it not being a battle type thing. Because it gives another opportunity for artists to connect on not just this networking level. It's like, no, we're kind of performing together. You're encouraging the other one to, you know, one up in terms of energy, performance, presence. And I don't think there's any better way to unlock an artist on stage than to do that, you know. That's such a cool concept, and big ups to you guys for doing that here in, you know, Melbourne, Australia, because I don't really see that happening anywhere. So that's unique, and that's yours. It's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's great. There's a few challenges because some artists think it's a battle, so we have to explain to them that this is not a battle. Just for the culture, the music, just to showcase your music. And then we take the energy and the artist relationship into very good circumstances, and we think of that as well. Because you don't want to just put any artist together. You have to make sure they got good music background, as in they've got similar background with the sound, and you know, speak to them, make sure they're down to what is gonna happen, as in this is gonna be you and that artist on the same stage doing that. So yeah, it's some artists will say, nah, I love the vibe, but just because it's this artist, I might not be able to do it. So yeah, there's a few challenges. It's not that smooth as in getting the artists do what they're doing right now on the stage. So big ups to all the artists who've been, you know, trying to do what we had in mind, like, you know, do it, because actually it's not easy for, you know, the artists as well to think, oh, what am I doing? And, you know, so yeah,
you're right. It isn't necessarily an easy thing. It's not easier than a standard performance because, I mean, there is a level comparison, whether it comes from the artists themselves or audience or everybody. But if you're side by side with somebody else, I mean, that's on show. That's you know, people see that. So it's interesting, and I can understand how some artists would be like, even though it's not a battle, when I'm up there on stage, I like my own time, and that's how I'll have it.
That's true.
Have you guys been surprised about people, like other artists' reaction to the idea of the verses without it being a battle? DJ Emperor, like Sativa.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Like, has it surprised you the way that artists have reacted to this concept?
Well, you know what? Just like King said, it's been a little bit, you know, something else, because some of them think it's actually a battle, you know what? And then they don't wanna come on. And then I don't know if it's the fact that they don't wanna meet the other guys, or they're basically afraid. I don't know if I should use that word.
Yeah, you know, totally. Scaredy cats.
Yeah, because some of them say, who am I gonna clash with? And then you tell him that guy, and you say, I don't think I can do that. You know? And then you're like, why wouldn't you do it? And then a lot of excuses, you know, and then what can we do if you don't want to do it? We actually say, okay, cool. Next time probably you come to understanding, and you might want to come back and then do it. Right. And then we doing it for artists based in Melbourne and across, you know, Australia. So we this is our third time. And then I know as time goes on, people will, get to understand it, and then you'll come to know and feel it. You know,
come
what
to
I mean?
accept
So,
the idea, right? Because I think they have to see what it is before they're like, okay, I get it. But I will say, like, if somehow I was like asked to be on there and like I was verse Yao Fast or SK Simeon, these artists are massive energy. They're unbelievable performers. They're very athletic. They've got stamina for days. And that's a real effort to kind of reach their level and perform on that level. So I can understand some people's apprehension, but it's a great opportunity regardless, right?
Yeah. And then I want to put this across too, because, when we started with it behind the MCs, what King was talking about before, we started off with some artists, and then all those artists, when you talk to them, they're so cool. They accept it straight away that, man, I want to do it. Yeah, because when we started that show, we made them understand that as time goes on, we're going to be doing something like that. We're going to be putting them out there on stage, and then they'll be, doing something like this.
Right, so you planted the idea really.
Solid. Yeah. So most of them knew before, but those ones who didn't have the opportunity of coming on the show, actually, kind of sit down, and it makes it a little bit challenging. But we're still doing it, and everybody is welcome to come on it, so that's the only challenges so far.
Yeah, that's cool. And you also have some, you have the support acts where I guess they're not doing the verses things, they're just going on and performing. So you're still accommodating for everyone, right? So that's great. All right. Tell us about what's happening this weekend. Where is it? Who's on? How excited are you guys? King Derek, talk to us.
Yeah. So this is gonna be massive. We came for this particular edition because this is the biggest since we started. The lineup is great. It's a big lineup, and it's at Rubix Warehouse, the biggest warehouse when you could get in Melbourne. It's iconic. It's been in Brunswick for ages, so it's a perfect place for the show because they've got very good stage, very good sound, everything is that. So we came for this show, and we've got very good, dope talents blessing the stage this season, massive talents. Let me start with a very legend who's a multi-platinum gold artist, Marvin Priest. He's been in the scene for ages. He's got his dad, Maxi Priest, the legend, So we've got very great lineup. So he's the first artist, I would say, and he will be doing the clash with Jatan, which is a very known household name in Melbourne when it comes to reggae scene, So it's gonna be legend and a legend, Jatan and Marvin Priest for the first clash, and then the second clash will be SK Simeon, which was, I think, he was based in Melbourne for some time, but
right.
He's been out for, but this is his comeback, like crazy comeback.
He's been in Queensland, right?
Yeah,
with his wife and kids. I met SK Simeon in 2013, 2014, and I did some of his first music videos, actually. Amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing talent. And this is his biggest comeback, since he left Melbourne. So it's going to be great, like a welcome home kind of style. And there is Kleka One, who is also based in Adelaide, Brisbane. He was in Melbourne for for I think a few years or so, and he moved to Brisbane. So that's the main clash: SK Simeon versus Kleka One, and Jatan and then Marvin Priest. That's the second clash. So
cool. Who's
that's
the
clash for the night. And then the solos is going to be Alfaso, Sokeo, and Fungai.
Yeah, coolest rapper
and it's going to be
ever.
hosted. Coolest rapper ever. And it's going to be hosted by Mashata, the half of the Shotter's crew, Max.
Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, like crazy. It's gonna be massive. We can't wait. We can. There's gonna be DJs on there as well. DJ Empire himself, and there's gonna be a DJ. So playing all music, hip hop, R&B, dance, afrobeat. We're playing everything, and then it's gonna be alongside performances and even a choreo from a very own Melbourne-based choreographer called Damien. He's based in Melbourne North, but he's been doing choreo for some time. So he's going to have a session just to warm up a little bit. So
incredible.
A lot of experience going to be happening on Fridays. We can't wait.
Yeah. That's very exciting. What do you guys look for in an artist to perform on for such an event? Because this isn't like a Laundry Bar, Next Crop, or up and coming. These are more like established artists. Yeah. So what are you looking for?
DJ Empire, do you want to take this one? Or?
Okay, cool. So we actually, the main motive behind what we started was to actually get artists in Australia. I mean, get them out, so people know them, because we came to understand that, we came to realize that, what's the sense in it to go overseas and get artists here to come perform whilst we have good and talented artists right here in Melbourne, So we look for basically everyone who we think is performing, you know what I mean? So
active, people who are active.
Actually, yeah. And then when we are lucky, we come across people like Marvin, who is a really great artist, you know what I mean? So we look for everyone. I mean, we look for everyone who is willing and performing, actually. So basically, that's it. Yeah,
cool, that's great. So far,
as long as in the music scene, you're doing music as in in Melbourne, even in any other state, as long as you're doing music and it's active, definitely you can be on the show. You don't have to be a mainstream underground. You don't have to be, like having million streams on Spotify. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
Just the music, and then if it falls in what we're doing and we think we can actually be on the show, definitely. And then But we listen to the music. It's not just that we're not gonna be listening to your music. We're gonna have a few sessions listening to your sounds to make sure everything is right, and then ready to jump on the stage as well.
Cool. Do artists come to you to get on the bill for future shows, or are you always reaching out to people?
Yeah, we get some coming through, but because of the verses we do, we usually reach out because we have to make sure we're speaking to the right person now, because this is not something that they do, like a normal crop at the laundry, as you just said, or even just a normal showcase that you can just jump on. This is an experience we try to put out, so you have to be premeditated, talk about it. So before the lineups come out, it's been like 2 months speaking about the whole thing with the artists to make sure they're actually into what we're trying to do. And then, because there's not just performing, there's going to be commentaries whilst performing before the song drop. Just similar to what's happening in the US, the main verses in the US, commentaries around the song, why actually that song should be played at this stage with this artist, just, create that impression that this is the tune, and so we have to make sure everything is right, everybody's on the same page. Both artists also speak together, make sure this is friendly vibe, this is not a battle, this is not competition, this is just for the culture, So because of the verses, we usually reach out to the artists. But for the solo performances, we get a lot of people coming through. And even there's going to be surprise guests who are on this particular show, but they're not on the fly because they are surprise artists who reached out after the show and the great talents, which we want to, give them the opportunity as well, even though they're not on the bill. So,
heck yeah. DJ Empress Sativa, a question for you, my friend.
Yes.
There's a lot of curation that goes on between like the artists and the tracks and the order of the tracks. So that's kind of in your hands, and do you kind of lead that in terms of trying to figure out what's going to work back to back?
Come again with that question again. Sorry.
Okay, so my understanding is you guys put in a lot of time in terms of figuring out what songs the artists are going to do and in what order, right? The back and forth.
Yeah.
So is that a lot of your kind of job as a DJ to be like, this is going to go well with this, and I can see how this is going to mash up well.
Yeah. That's what we do. Because, when it comes to, for this event, it's a reggae dancehall event, and all the artists on it are all dancehall and then reggae, so looking at the BPMs and all that are mostly the same. So
right.
I don't really struggle,
So it's kind of easy to put together, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the other ones, it's pretty tricky, but at the end of the day, you just got to make it happen,
Okay.
So whether they match it or they don't, they still got to go on. So it doesn't really matter anyways. Doesn't really matter.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who, I don't want to split teams or anything, but I'll start with you, Derek, first. King Derek, who are you most excited to see on the lineup for this bill? Who are you kind of, most excited about?
Yeah. Okay.
It's tough. I get it.
I know, but with me, we've got this legend on, which I wouldn't say I admire, but I would love to see him perform as Marvin Priest, because he's a multi-platinum artist with certificates from UK. He's been on BBC Extra. He's got crazy. We went with him with Culture Podcast just yesterday, and he was saying a lot of stuff we didn't even know, because he's been in the reggae industry for a long time. He lived in the UK. He's a legend. He's done all music. He's been with all the artists who we even grew up, knowing, So I would love to see him perform. Yeah, that's somebody I would really love to see perform. Marvin Priest. Yeah, and all the other artists are dope, like crazy dope.
Of course.
Yeah, he's a legend, and because of his legendary status, I think, everybody would love to see him especially perform, because he's got very good vocal ability, and it's gonna be massive.
Exciting. Yeah. DJ Empress Sativa, tell us who you're excited about seeing.
Yeah. So, I never seen SK perform. I only seen his videos, and Marvin Priest, I never seen perform too. So them two, I really, really wanna see them perform, because all the other guys, I've been with them.
That's real exciting. Cool. Another quick question for you, King Derek. What can Australia do in terms of music and the scene to compete more on a world stage? I know you guys are part of it and doing things like this event, but what else can the scene do to kind of level up?
From what I think with the events is going on all right. We just have to make sure we're creating more stages for the artists to perform, because I don't think we have any issues with the artists and with the talents, because we went. I know you've been seeing One for the Road. Culture and TMC, they've been doing One for the Road, and they've been putting crazy talents on, and they're just giving them the platform. They're doing drill rap, which is not even based in Australia. As in, we grew up from the UK, but the guys are killing it. So we don't need any new artists. We don't need anything. We just need a platform to showcase whatever we do. So let's say more studios for the artists, what Culture is doing. Give people space to perform, like what we're doing with the events, anything like what you're doing, trying to support even event organizers, sponsoring shows and stuff. I think that's the best way to build the industry, because you can't build an industry if you don't build the base properly, you know? It has to be a really connected thing you're doing, as in everybody's got the same objective. You're trying to push the guys. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're trying to do. That way, everybody can come in. And then even if you're not doing anything with live music showcase, even if it's a club, just put few artists on, just give them the opportunity, you know, just 2 artists, just let's start giving them. So by the time we realize we've got big songs coming from the guys, because you never know, you know? So I think that's how everybody's got their own, you know, ideas or what they think. But with me, that's what I've been thinking. That's
a great reflection, man, because I think that, you know, there's no point in having all this artists if they don't have a place to do their thing. And whether that is like, you know, either a one take wonder or, you know, what Culture Sound and TMC are doing at the moment with like these nice visual pieces of the tracks.
Nice visual piece, you know. Nice.
It's real important to have that, because that's the kind of thing that can land international, global, wherever, can get picked up anywhere. You know, it's not a show. So
on Instagram and TikTok, and you know, you can get a hit song really easy. You know, you just have to keep putting it out there. That's
putting it out and putting them on.
With the visuals and everything, because now people are really into visuals than the audio. People really love to see, you know, as in what's happening. So what culture in TMC is doing is, you know, it's massive, and I think everybody should, you know, have that. It's not easy to do because it's a lot of funding and stuff, but any little way you can, just start.
Yeah, it's funding, it's quality work, it's all of that. Cool. Well, this has been great, you know, with Vibe Union. They're not always Joe Rogan Experience type podcasts where we talk for hours, but I'm sure that we we'll talk again very soon. I can't wait to catch you guys on the Friday night. Any last words about like either the event or what you guys do or anything, just to talk to the people? DJ Emperor, Sativa, what would you like to sign off with?
Okay, cool. So before that, I would like to say a big thank you to Vibes, man, for being there for us, you know, because now you are media sponsors, man. You are one of the guys who are helping, man. You hit us up and then you're doing it, you know. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. And And I also want to use this opportunity to thank Culture Sounds podcast for having us yesterday. We really appreciate it. I mean, I don't know when we're going to see this, but then when you see it, thank you, man. And this show is going to be nice. It's going to be great, man. It's a reggae dancehall event. Even though we've got other genres passing through, if you love reggae dancehall, just come through, come have a feel of what we do. You know what? If you've ever been on our shows, you know how it goes. Smooth, no argument, no dramas. You know what? We do music. That's it. That's it. Yeah, so I'd like to sign off with that. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate that. King Derek, let him hear it. Tell him what's good.
Yeah, all right. So I'll start off with where he started. Thanks to Vibe Union, you know, we appreciate the support like 100 to the top, because you don't come by this as in like easy, you know. So it's really appreciated, and we're really looking forward to doing very big stuff, especially with the artists we put on our shows. You know, give you a few artists we think who are great talent that with what you do with your live show, if they could be on the shows. And thanks for, you know, the support, promoting the podcast right now. We appreciate you very much, especially you, Dilly. We've been speaking with you all the time, and thanks for giving us the opportunity, man. Thanks. And we're looking forward to Friday. It's gonna be massive. We can't wait. The boys can't wait to even get to know them. They're all going crazy. It's gonna be massive. SK got the energy coming with it. It's got a few energy that people really love. Seeing your live music, you're gonna love seeing SK on stage, man. He's one of the guys. So if you've not been to Rubix Warehouse, if you've not been to Aus Vrs Vibes, if you've not been to any of our shows, there's the time to, like, you know, come check it out. You'll love it. And we're gonna continue to give out the very good stuff as we're doing. Put very good shows and give the artists the opportunity as well. So thanks to Dilly, everybody should just give us a follow, send to Vibe Union, and then check us out and see what we've got in the future. So
incredible.
Thanks, Dilly.
I love it. You know, you're going to shoot us some artists and we're going to send you guys some artists. And, you know, between us, there's going to be...
especially the females you got. You know, you see the females on the platform. We're really looking... Killers. Yeah. Nah, we want to do that. We definitely need some artists on the stage. So
beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, King Derek. Thanks, DJ Emperor, Sativa. Really appreciate you guys. Can't wait for Aus Vrs Vibes, Friday, May 6th. 10 p.m. onwards, Rubix Warehouse. It's all there. There's no excuses. This has been another Vibe Union podcast. You can find us on all the major platforms. Like, follow, subscribe, talk shit, don't get hit, all these kind of things. Be good, stay well.
Just say what you want to say.
Yeah. All right. Bless up, guys. Thanks again for being back on.
Thanks.
Cheers. Bless. Yes.
Peace.